everybody. It is day 29 of the 31 Baby Steps FlyLady series. If you notice, it looks a little different back here. We moved a cabinet from the kitchen into the bathroom. It's really nice. I've got some towels and things in it. I still haven't figured out exactly what all I'm going to do with it. But we got some new cabinets in the kitchen, and that's the reason why we moved this around. So in case you wondered why, where's your medicine cabinet? It actually got moved down to the other wall. So anyway, today we are going to focus on the fact that we've come this far, because it's day 29. We're almost done with the entire series. And the fact that we're survivors in this whole mess of expectations and cleanliness of a household and things like that. We're survivors. We've made it this far in the process, so I think we're going to make it. We're going to get rid of the bad things that we tell ourselves. Basically, it's a culmination of all the steps, but it's just kind of looking back at how far you've come in this process and where you are now. But first, you've got to get dressed to lace up shoes. So I am dressed, and let me show you my shoes. All right, there's my purple laces, ready to start the day. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we're survivors. We have come a long way. One of the quotes that she talks about in this chapter is, if you can't do something right, don't do it at all. How many of us have heard that? I know I have. And my thing is, I am a stickler for quality. You know, it may not show in my house cleaning, but I am in other parts and aspects of my life. So if you've been watching this series and you're like, oh, she's doing it all wrong. Too bad. This chapter tells me you can't do it wrong as long as you're doing something. And that's kind of what we've been talking about this whole series, is we tend to dismiss what we're doing because it doesn't seem like it's enough. I've even been guilty of it as I've looked at the FlyLady series versus the KonMari series. Is the KonMari series, it seems like you have more progress faster. Whereas the FlyLady series is about maintaining your home on a daily basis, so it's little steps along the way. Both of them are ways of doing it. Is one wrong versus the other? No, it's different. People are going to like it different ways. And that's one thing that this whole series has taught me is, yeah, doing a little bit at a time, you do see progress, because I did need to know that, honestly. I needed to see that there is actual progress being made whenever you do these steps, because sometimes I miss that along the way. So, yes, you do have progress taking this one 15-minute session at a time. My house looks totally different now than when I started. And I'm sure if you've been following the series and doing the steps with me, that you feel the same way. You're seeing a change in your home. So, we get discouraged when we heard that. If you can't do something right, don't do it at all. And so what did we do? We stopped. We didn't do anymore. Because what's the point? If it's not going to meet the expectations of Susie Homemaker, why do it, right? So that's what we're talking about this time. It's okay. So you didn't do it perfect. So you didn't do it to the quality of your mother or your father. I mean, some guys like to clean too. So, or you had to clean your room as a kid and they told you did it wrong, so you got to do it again. And, you know, I mean, there's several different situations that I know of in my past that could have been even worse, you know, kind of things like, you didn't do it right, so let's throw everything out and you do it all over again. You know, I mean, there's different ways that this can culminate and come out in reality. So, but we don't need to stop. We don't need to let that stop us. Even on this channel, I've had, there was a video where people said a bunch of mean things about the way I was cleaning whenever I first started the FlyLady series. Not this series, but Cleaning the FlyLady Way, that series. And at first I was like, well, why am I even bothering with this? And I thought about quitting. But you know what? I'm still going now, and I'm glad that I did. Because now I feel like I understand the FlyLady steps a lot better than I did before I did this series in particular. And I feel like I'm learning a lot. And I've learned to turn those people off when they say that, oh my gosh, why did you even bother making your bed? You didn't even fluff the pillows or straighten out the sheet or something like that. You know, so what? The bed's made. Before, the bed was never made. So if it's made even a little bit, that's good. So think about the progress you've made from the beginning of the series to now. If you've done better than you started with, that's progress. You're a survivor. There's no right way to fly either. So if you're finding, well, I'm getting everything done, but I'm not doing my morning routine in the morning and I'm not doing my evening routine in the evening, so I'm kind of flip-flopping, you know what? That's okay, because that's how you found it to work with your lifestyle and your schedule. Same thing with afternoon routines. So maybe you don't know what afternoon routine you're going to have. You're still trying to figure it out. It's okay. You'll figure it out in time because you'll see what's missing. That's one of the things about our steps is you start out and everything's peachy keen, and then eventually you realize, oh, I'm not getting this done because this is dusty. You know, like in my bathroom. Yeah, we're doing the swish and swipe, but you know what? My cabinets are dusty. We're missing that step. So that tells me I need to investigate more in the FlyLady series, which I know this is covered in her weekly home blessing. But this was not covered in the book. That's why I have not gone over that series. I will go over that series later on in future videos, though, because I do feel like it's a very important part of the FlyLady series. But this was about starting baby steps, so she didn't want to overwhelm you with a lot of things as far as the weekly home blessing, the daily schedule things that you do, the all the different things that are involved in the FlyLady method. This was just getting you started on routines. That's strictly what this whole book was about, was getting started on routines. And so the things that you need to do daily. So with that being said, we're going to do our daily routines for the day. So I already got dressed to shoes, so we are going to go and make the bed. So today, instead of making my bed, I'm going to strip the sheets and we're going to wash them again because it's been a little while since I washed them and my husband likes clean sheets. So, and honestly, I like it whenever they are clean and get down in them. We're having some rainy weather over here, so it makes it even better when you crawl into a nice warm bed with clean sheets. So that's what we're going to do today. So go to your bed, strip your sheets, and wash them today. You know, a load a day keeps Mount Washmore away. If for some reason you have like a thick comforter, see, I have a duvet, so I can wash all of these sheets at once. But if you have a thick comforter, then you may want to do this in transition. So I know I did this whenever I had a comforter before. I would wash my comforter one week, and then the next week I would wash the sheets, and then the sheets, and then the comforter, that kind of thing. Swap them back and forth, basically. So you don't feel so overwhelmed, and it's still just keeping you down to one wash load a day. Or you could wash the sheets one day, wash the comforter the next day. It's purely up to you on how you want to do it. Or if you're feeling crazy and want to do 2 loads in one day, you can do that as well. But like I said, mine's a duvet, so the duvet comes off and I can wash the sheets with all of that. So that's what I'm going to do. All right, here's my load of bed sheets ready to go in the wash. All right, they're in the wash, so just like any other day, set your timer so you know when to change them over from the wash to the dryer. All right, the dishes are clean. Time to get those unloaded. And again, my nice shiny sink. It's empty, so we're ready to go. Time to do your swish and swipe. Get it done. You'll be glad you did. All right, and easy as that. Got a clean bathroom for the day. Get your swish and swipe done. Okay, so this is where I left off yesterday, so I'm going to do another 2-minute hotspot. All right, I see some desk here, but I still have some more to do that I'll be finishing up tomorrow. These are my shreds. These are my throwaways. And I have a couple of things that I'll be putting away that I'm keeping. So there you go. So do your 2-minute hotspot. See what you can get done. You may be surprised. Right, the dryer is done, so it's time to pull these out and make my bed now. Starting to make your bed from scratch sometimes is a little annoying, but I promise you, if you get it done, you will be glad when it's done. So just, if you have to, set a timer so you feel like you got something more accomplished. But really, if you just set your mind to go get it and go after it and do it, you'll be happy to see that freshly made bed. It's almost as magical as a clean and shiny sink, I promise. So go. I'm going to go make mine now. I'll show you it in a minute when it's done. Alright, and my bed is made. I did change it to where now it's showing more of the turquoise side of the fabric. I switch them back and forth each time I wash them, basically. One thing that bugs me about duvets is they're never flat when you wash them. So I have a little bulge over here on the side here, and it's driving me crazy, but it is what it is. But anyway, the bed is made, and it's as good as it's going to get. Oddly enough, with duvets, as you use them, they get easier to make the bed. I know that sounds weird, but that's how it is with me. So anyway, I hope you washed your bed sheets and have a nice clean bed to climb into tonight. Today is the day that I at least finished one of my boxes of scrapbooking craft material stuff. So this is what I have left. I should at least finish this box, and then if I have time, I'll get to the other box. But I know I will at least finish this one. So set your timer for 15 minutes. Get to whatever area you're wanting to declutter today. Set your timer for 15 minutes. And I promise you, you'll be surprised at what all you can get done in just 15 minutes at a time. Just one 15-minute session. Go for it. You won't be disappointed. Go. Go do it. Get up off the couch right now and go do it. Pause the video. After you're done with your 15 minutes, come back. I'll show you what I got done, and you can put in the comments on what you got done. It'll be cool. Go for it. Now. All right, I have one box completely empty. My 15 minutes is up. So I finished that box, and I started on this one, but didn't get very far because I opened it and instantly got overwhelmed and had to take a breath. But I did go through this. These are just some embellishments that I'm not going to use. I'm going to put any other embellishments that I find in this and lot them together in a lot on eBay. Because somebody's bound to just want a big old lot of embellishments, right? Especially those that really love to scrapbook a lot. So, of the stuff that I went through, my finds were paint. Because I do use these for a bunch of seasonal crafts and decorative stuff that I do for the seasons and things like that. As well as my painting little easel, I don't know what you would call this thing. Okay, so I kept that, and then I found the things that I like to do my hair bows with for the centers of them. So I'm holding on to all of these. I don't think I'm going to need all of these, but I'm going to go ahead and make the hair bows, and then whatever is left will then go to my embellishment lot, basically. Okay. I found some brads that I'm going to add to kind of my sticker lot, even though technically it's embellishments. I guess it should go on my embellishment lot. I don't know. I'll figure all that out later. And then I found a whole bunch of stuff to donate. So I found a greeting card organizer, a random rose, some cards that I actually made back whenever I was doing cards and scrapbooking and things. And I thought about keeping them, and then I thought about donating them, and I had more joy out of donating them, knowing that somebody will buy them and will actually use it as a greeting card. So it will somehow serve its purpose for what it's being used for, what it was created for, basically. And that made me happy knowing that. I also found a bunch of greeting cards that were supposed to go in that greeting card organizer that I just took out. A scrapbooking magazine, another seam ripper, and some various things for quilting. Basically the tools of quilting. They're all there to donate as well. So a lot of it was just putting together to get rid of. I have found some more chipboard and paper bags, which are going to go together in a lot, because if you use chipboard, sometimes you use paper bags as well, because you do paper bag albums, so I kept both of those. And then, I'm not sure if I mentioned the embossing stuff on my lap. I think this was from this chunk. Anyway, because I kind of have everything just sitting here right now, and as I'm going through them all, then I'm going to put everything, I'm going to go through all the eBay stuff and put it up, but until then I'm keeping my lots together so I can keep up with them. But the problem is I can't remember what I found. I'm pretty sure I've just now found those. Yeah, because I found them with the paints. Yeah. So yes, embossing powders. Most of these I've used some out of, but not a whole bunch. So I think they're still sellable if I sell them all as a group. So we will see what happens. If not, I'll donate them, just like everything else. That's a lot. I'm going to see if I can keep them, and then if not, I'm going to donate them. And then I found this paper cutter that's actually still really good, and I'm couponing again now. So I'm going to keep this one because this was one of my favorite ones that worked well. And then these are little baggies that I'm going to keep because you can store your jewelry basically when you're traveling for each day in these, and so that's what I'm going to do because I'm going to be going on some trips for work here pretty soon. All right, and so that's what I got done in 15 minutes, guys. Set your timer for 15 minutes and see what you can get done as far as decluttering whatever it is that you're focused on. You may be surprised at how quickly it gets done if you go 15 minutes at a time. All right, another day down, and I got dressed to lace up shoes today, so I get my butterfly. Don't forget to track your progress. You'll be glad to see all your stars or butterflies or anything filled up on your calendar by the end of the month. Great job. And now time to fill up my husband's Bubba keg with his favorite Diet Coke. All right, dishes are done. They're washing, although it's turned off for a second, but they're washing. I've got my towel ready for tomorrow. Nice, fresh and clean. So let's get our evening routine going. Get your dishes done. You'll be glad to have a clean load of dishes in the morning. I promise. All right. Pick out your clothes for tomorrow. I'm going to have a lazy day, being comfortable with my LuLaRoe leggings, tennis shoes, and nice baggy shirt. Pick out your clothes for tomorrow so that way you'll be prepared. Think about weather and think about what you're doing tomorrow. All right, I hope you brushed your teeth. So today we talked about the things that we're told about perfectionism, the things that we are taught as young people. Like I was taught, if you can't do it right, don't do it at all. I was taught that as a kid. And some of you may be in that same boat. And it just tells us that, you know, that's not good thinking when it comes to housework, at least. It's not good thinking because when we do that, we do the other extreme of, I can't do it right, so I'm not going to do it at all. Then the next thing you know, your house is a pigsty. Or you become a hoarder. Or a little bit of both. I don't know. I think I'm a little bit of both, honestly. If y'all have seen my house, you probably know, and y'all have seen my house by now. So, it just shows, this whole process shows you that you just weren't really taught how to do all this. And so the person that's normally saying, if you can't do something right, don't do it at all, has the process down pat on what they're doing. Well, that's all well and good, but you're learning, especially as a kid. I mean, like I said, that's when I was told it. So as a kid, if you don't have those processes in place and don't know the how are you going to do it right? You can't. It's impossible. If you're not given the right instructions, you cannot do it right, according to whoever standards that was. And one thing that we need to learn is we are not living up to other people's expectations. We're living up to our expectations. So the only person that you're trying to impress with your cleaning and all these routines and all that is you, not anybody else. Yeah, will the family enjoy having a clean house? Yes, absolutely. But will it matter 20 years down the road? Are they going to remember, oh, my house growing up was so clean? No, they're not going to remember that. They're going to remember the memories they had, the times that they shared with you and things like that. That's what they're going to remember. So let's relax a little bit. Be kind to ourselves and realize that the only expectation we need to live on when it comes to cleaning our house is our own. And to give ourselves a break sometimes. It's okay. As long as the house isn't going completely under and filth is everywhere, you're doing good. And finally, there's no right way to clean a house. So if anybody told you that, that's wrong. There's no wrong way. There's no right way. So even cleaning done wrong still blesses your home, still blesses your family. All it boils down to is we say we don't have enough time, so we don't do it. And what we really mean is that we don't have enough time to do it right. But in actuality, this is what the FlyLady is teaching you, is 2 minutes is all it takes. If you have 2 minutes, you can at least get a hot spot done. If you have 5 minutes, you can clean a room real fast. Or at least get it closer to where it was, closer to clean than it was. I cannot talk. It'll be closer to clean than it was. And in 15 minutes, you can declutter a whole area. Also in 15 minutes, you can clean a room. You can do some zone cleaning, which I know isn't in this book, but it will be covered in my cleaning series. I just haven't gone over it yet, but it's on FlyLady's website if you ever want to read it. So, like I said, we need to be kind to ourselves, and we need to realize that it's okay if it's not perfect. It's okay if we don't do it right. Who's to say who's right? Who's to say that those standards of that person's right? It's all objective. You can't say it's right. So, anyway, with that being said, it's nighttime. Time to get you some rest. We are done with day 29. We are moving on to day 30. We're almost done. We've got tomorrow and the day after, and we're done with the series, except for my Q&A video that I'll have at the end. But if you've made it all the way through this series and you've been doing your routines up to this point, great job. This hasn't been easy. I've been tired. I'm not going to lie. I've been tired some days. I didn't want to do this. But because I'm doing this as a series, I did it for y'all and kept up with it. So, here it is. So, we've got 2 more days left. Let's hang in there. We can get this done. I know we can. But get you some sleep. Go to bed at a decent hour tonight. I will talk to you all tomorrow with day 30. Bye.